Board. Hey, welcome to the patio. We are three on the patio tonight. Gary was sick the other night. He had plans for Christmas as we record tonight for this drop on Thursday, December the 16th. Hopefully you guys listened in to Fortenberry a couple days ago or a couple days ago when he gave a drop about the Mike Leach. So all our thoughts go out to him. But stick around. We think you'll enjoy this one, even if we are just a little bit light today.
We ain't never been light, Terry.
Never.
I saw a man rob a bank when I was 10. No, I didn't see the wrong kind. I wished that I was him. I grew up, thought was living in my head. Figured the life that I was living, I'd be better off dead.
So I'm gonna ask Marty Ray if he actually saw a man rob a bank when he was 10. Because I need to know. Like, I feel like I need to know this story if there is one.
If you have a beard as beautiful as his, then I would say it's highly likely that you may have either robbed a bank or seen a man rob a bank at that age. Though. Yeah,
that's all I got to do to get a beard.
That's it, Tommy.
So as I mentioned in the intro, we're a little light tonight, but let's start over here with the man in studio with me. Fortenberry, how's it going this week? How are you, sir?
Man, work is hectic. They're killing me over there, but that's all right. That's what I get paid for. Other than that, just get ready for Christmas. You know, Santa's getting ready to make his rounds, and we're jumping through hoops and, you know, elves.
So is Santa Claus coming to Fortenberry Nation then?
He is coming to Fortenberry Nation. I'll be glad when he gets here so these elves can leave, because these elves keep tearing my house up every morning.
I have my family has outgrown the elves.
Well, we are elf strong.
DW, you are taking care of a house full of sick people. How are you this evening? From remote, he's from a remote site to be undisclosed remote site.
Undisclosed bunker.
Tired, and I was kind of looking forward to getting out of the house for a second, but that didn't seem like a very good idea since I've been around sick people.
Yeah, it actually, thank you to DW's wife for being smarter than the rest of us by suggesting that he stay home, but the monkey shoulder or the buffalo trace would have probably helped. But
you know, COVID lives here.
COVID does live here. There is a sticker on my outside refrigerator that COVID does, in fact, live here at the patio. So, a lot of news again this week. I tell you one of the late breaking news articles from today, and this one's a good one, guys. Have you heard about what's going on with AOC? She's one of our favorites, right? In Congress.
Googly eyes, boy, they sexy.
Well, her old googly eyes may be in tears.
I don't know if she's our favorite, but I think we're in agreement that we like her face.
And she gives us a lot to talk about. So AOC has moved into the production realm. She has created a climate change documentary that released last weekend to let me see how many theaters that this thing released to here.
What's it called?
What is it called?
This is Googly Eye Goes to Washington.
Oh, it's titled To the End.
So what is the climate change? What is she claiming?
So the documentary showcased the life and work of 4 young women in their attempt to pass significant legislation to address the Earth's changing climate.
So what is the climate change? What are we scared of now?
It's heating up, Jamie.
All right. So you remember
a hole in the ozone layer?
Well, I think that healed itself.
Yeah, Donnie might be just young enough to not remember this. Because, there's only a 3 or 4 year difference between me and Donnie. But it's, sometimes that's significant when you're trying to remember stuff. I vividly remember we were going to have a second ice age.
Yeah, when I was a child, we were cooling.
Global freezing.
It was cooling. It was cooling.
Yeah, but at that time, everything was based on the ozone layer, right?
Well, now the ozone layer is what keeps us from burning up.
Talking about the hole. They were talking about the hole.
Oh, yeah, the hole was going to melt the ice of Antarctica and raise sea levels.
That's what we're saying.
Well, but the hole's been repaired.
They fixed.
That's the problem with global, whatever they want to call it. It continuously changes. They can't ever agree on anything. Every 30 years, it's something else.
Wreck-It Ralph repaired the hole in the ozone. Now we're worried about something else. I guess it's still just the CO2 in the atmosphere.
Fix it, Felix.
Fix it, Felix. That's it.
Wreck-It Ralph destroy stuff.
CO2 is the Wreck-It Ralph of the climate change. Yeah. Hey, I think we need a character. We need to do a caricature of the Wreck-It Ralph of Donald Trump could be Wreck-It Ralph and AOC could be Fix It Felix. That'd probably get some leverage. You guys will be surprised by this next statement. The professional critics lauded the work, gifting it an 88% fresh critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I have no doubt.
And that 88% score matched how much it raked in at the theater at $80 per theater.
That had tens of fans, didn't it?
I don't know.
You know what? It might have done better than the WNBA.
Okay, so it debuted at 120 locations and brought in less than $10,000.
You know how easy it is to spend $80 in a movie theater?
Then 3 people go.
3 people.
At the right theater, 3 people. Yeah, that's probably 3 per.
Yeah, I mean, because by the time it's 2 of you, or you buy a ticket, is what, $15?
Yeah, by the time you get taxes and all that, you're at least $60 for 3 people.
And then go get some popcorn, and if you go to the big one over here that they sell alcohol at, I mean, it ain't nothing to drop off a loaded it.
Hey, we should go see this.
Drop a loaded.
Let's go do it. Look, they only beat the 4 of us in a theater, and we can have someone video us like the Mystery Theater 3000.
I refuse to go sit in a movie theater if Violent Night is playing, and I'm watching that.
Oh, Violent Night looks really good.
Donnie, have you seen Violent Night?
Yeah. We need to make a plan to go see that.
Yes,
maybe.
We get off here, Google Violent Night, and watch the trailer.
Look, the premise is absolutely dumb, but the movie looks really good. It would be one of those fun movies that you go to just.
Yeah, basically, like, what is it? People robbing a house and Santa Claus comes in and kills everybody?
Well, he comes in, he comes to the rescue. And like most Santas these days, he has a drinking problem. And then the fact he has to save the people leads him to reconcile these issues. But yeah, I think Violent Night would be good. I wonder what the Rotten Tomato score is for that.
Look, I expect the audience score to be through the roof. I expect the critic score to be low.
Yeah, you're not too far off. So the rating was 2.5 out of 4. Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes says. Is that where I'm at? Yeah. Avatar got 83%. Jurassic Punk, I don't even know what that is.
Jurassic Punk?
Got 100 years. I hadn't even heard of that. It's in theaters now. So Violent Night, the tomato meter gave it 72 and the audience gave it an 88. So according to
that's actually good for the
yeah, pretty good.
Because normally the stuff we like as an audience, critics don't like.
Critics consider To the End a better watch than Violent Night. Avatar, The Way of Water only got an 83. What does that tell you about the critics? What does that tell you about the critics?
Well, I don't care about seeing Avatar, Way of Water.
I'll probably watch it.
I'll see it eventually, but
Not something I'm gonna go to the movie theater to like watch, but it the first Avatar was good.
What's the last movie you went and watched in the movie theater?
Was it Ghostbusters? We went and watched Ghostbusters.
Where it has the Rock and the old dude, Spider-Man dude. And they go try to find the treasure.
Oh, that's a new movie.
It hadn't been that long ago.
I was gonna say that's like a month ago.
The Rock and the Treasure.
Yeah,
no, it's old.
You talking about the new Spider-Man guy?
I think. Yeah, what's his name?
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, not Tom Hardy. Tom Clancy. It ain't Tom Hardy.
I think we watched the Metaverse one, or the one
the
Doctor Strange into the.
Okay,
yeah, that was
actually
pretty good.
I like that movie. That was a good movie.
And the Spider-Man movie was good too.
Last one, me and Charlie watched Elvis Presley.
I
liked it. Yeah,
was it good?
Yep. Tom Hanks is a pedophile, but other than that,
yeah.
I remember, and Donnie was there with us. You remember going to watch the third Matrix at the movie theater, like midnight showing, Donnie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, dude, that was a big deal.
Do you know
the Peabody? I believe.
Yeah, it was Peabody.
I love that theater. It was so centrally located. It was huge. It was great.
it was great. There was a lot of other stuff in there at the time too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Johnny
take
used to always get in trouble for having his hat on backwards.
Oh, really? They didn't like that.
Every time.
I guess they didn't like that. They didn't want me looking too fly.
Well, you are a white guy.
Oh, let's talk about what we talk about on Thursdays. Let's talk about
what amendment are we on?
We're on the 11th Amendment.
The fight the 11th. And we're getting to the ones that people just don't know. By people, I mean me.
Mm-hmm. So you guys have any idea what the 11th Amendment even talks about?
I couldn't even venture a good guess.
Pretty short. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Okay, what in the world did that mean?
Yeah, I'm either too dumb to understand what you just said, or
I'm glad you said it.
tired of listening to the boring words you were saying. Read it one more time.
The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state.
All right, so is that basically saying that the judicial system's not going to help another country prosecute you?
So this is trying to explain it in King James Version, as Jamie likes to say it, or he did last week. Yeah.
Well, and I don't think the King James would be the new.
The NIV, the new International Version.
That's the one for dumb folks.
Yeah. The 11th Amendment. Here's what's that.
Read it again. I was
for a third time.
We need the Cliff Note.
Well, I'm about to read that next. Would you like me to read it again or read the
No,
Cliff
I want
Note?
you to read it again because I'm so smart that I think I can decipher what you're saying.
You were looking it up, weren't you? The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state or by citizens or subject of any foreign state. Now, that time I read it, I think I picked up on it.
Okay, I think what they're saying is, like, Arkansas judicial system can't prosecute people from...
Or they can't sue Tennessee. Yes. The 11th Amendment's a vital element of federal jurisdiction that goes to the very heart of the federal system and affects the allocation of power.
It also goes back to we used to be state-oriented, too.
It may also be why, you still have to extradite people to be charged.
Yeah. I think that's what's really leaning towards.
So it prevents federal courts from construing their judicial power to allow states to be sued by citizens of another state or by foreign states or their citizens or subjects. The 11th Amendment was adopted in response to the Supreme Court's 1793 decision in Chisholm versus Georgia, in which the court allowed a suit by citizens of South Carolina to proceed against the state of Georgia. The 11th Amendment resolved uncertainty over the reach of federal judicial power, which had arisen during the Constitution's ratification. So, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It says that the federal government will not allow a person like here in Arkansas to sue Tennessee or someone in Tennessee without having representation, I guess, in the state of Tennessee.
Well, you have to sue in if you're going to sue somebody, you have to sue in the state that the event occurred. Like if you fall down in a Walmart in Tennessee, then you need to go sue in the state of Tennessee, not in the state you're from if it's Arkansas.
But isn't that falling in Walmart like hitting the lottery or something like that?
I fell at Sitco and jacked my knee up. I just got my truck left.
Okay, do y'all want to... 12th Amendment's kind of long. Do you want to go and hit the 12th?
I ain't scared of size. That's what she said.
The 12th Amendment has to do with election of president.
Oh, God. Let's bring this one
Let's go. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for president and vice president, one of whom at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for as president, and in distinct ballots the person voted for vice president. Now, this eventually changed. They shall make distinct lists of all persons voted for as president and of all persons voted for as vice president, the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, direct to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. So this is the electoral vote, I guess?
Yep.
I don't know that it is. The person having the greatest number of votes for president shall be the president, and such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed. Okay, this is the Electoral College. And if no person have votes for president, if no person have such majority, then from the persons having the highest number, not exceeding 3, on the list of those voted for president, the House of Representatives shall choose immediately by ballot the president. But in choosing the president, the vote shall be taken by the states. The representation from each state having one vote, a quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. And if the House, and a majority of states shall be necessary to a choice, and if the House of Representatives shall not choose a president, whenever the right of choice shall devolve upon them before the 4th day of March next following, then the vice president shall act as president. And in case, this is long, and in the case of the death or other constitutional disability of the president, the person having the greatest number of votes as vice president shall be the vice president. If such number of majority of the whole number of electors
I wish we
appointed,
still did that.
If no person have a majority, then from the 2 highest numbers of the list, the Senate shall choose the vice president. A quorum for the purpose shall consist of 2/3 of the whole number of senators. A majority of the whole number shall be necessary to a choice.
I was going to say, I know that's long, and then I didn't realize if you were done, but they really put some thought into that.
I wish we still did that. I wish we still elected the vice president
Separately.
Yep.
And I think the reason they stopped, though, and we'll get into this later because they did write another where they're on the same ticket, was they didn't want the vice president killing the president. Right? I mean,
Take him out.
now I'm gonna say this. So I was gonna save this for later today.
Yeah.
Or later tonight, whatever. Are you familiar with? Let me pull it up. Make sure I got the right numbers. Are you familiar with Supreme Court Docket 22-380? I looked it up the other day, and I
is this a current or
yeah,
is this an
this
old?
is current.
Okay.
So I looked up the other day, and I thought it had been tossed, and the Supreme Court refused to see it. Well, my brother, shout out West Fortenberry, my brother texted me today and said, "Hey, dude, are you up on 22-380?" And I said, "I happen to be," oddly enough. So apparently, it's still going through Supreme Court, and they've agreed to hear it in January. And basically, what it boils down to is 2 guys have filed a suit against the government.
The United States government?
Yes. And what their claim is, when the accusations of improper elections are called, there's supposed to be a 10-day discussion to try to root out potential fraud in the election.
So they're basically suing because that wasn't done, right?
Correct. Correct, because basically they're saying that wasn't done. So
Is this the Arizona thing?
No, this is
this is
United States.
outside of
This
that.
is
Okay.
this is the 2020 election. And so I think if I'm understanding this right, if the Supreme Court rules in their favor, they can find every sitting senator, congressman guilty and remove them from office who was involved in the because they have to vote and approve the electoral college.
Yeah. Because they did not adhere to this 10-day thing.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
So if this pushes through, theoretically, we could lose 200 congressmen,
And so this is
80
not.
senators.
Why is this not in the media?
I don't know. It's going to see this happened November 23rd, I think was the date, and it's going to the Supreme Court's going to hear it January 21st. No, the 23rd.
I don't think it'll ever happen.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you.
Well, but the fact it's made it this far, though.
No, there's a fact Supreme Court's here, so theoretically, I mean, it could happen.
You could, I guess.
But so if they remove everybody who did not adhere to that, so Kamala Harris will be gone. She was a senator, of California. So this is what my brother's bringing up, and he brings up a good point. Is this too much power for Supreme Court, or is Supreme Court just exercising the constitutional right that they have?
Well, I think, though, that's exactly what the Supreme Court was supposed to be.
Yeah, because I personally don't think they're enforcing law. They're directing what the law should be, and we as the citizens will have to remove them from office.
Yeah, the thing is, if they did find that in favor.
There's no chance they would, but
if they did, you don't think Biden and the left would stack the court immediately following that to overturn it?
Well, they could because there wouldn't be nobody left. I was going to stack it.
Yeah, but what would it take to enforce that?
I don't know, man. That's beyond normal.
I just don't think it's a plausible thing.
Well, it's not a. I'm not going to say it's not possible. It is not typical.
So, some additional news. Elon Musk is no longer the richest man in the world. He has now moved down to fourth place. This terrible fella, poor guy's lost 180. He only has a net worth of $187.1 billion. He lost $7.4 billion on Monday alone.
7.4 billion.
It was all based on Tesla shares dropping 6.3%.
I was going to say something like you don't really lose money. I mean, we do. They don't.
Yeah, when you have that much, it's $7 billion.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's $7 billion really that much.
If I had, I think at one time, what was it? He had 40 billion or whatever,
or 400 wasn't
400. If I had $400 billion and somebody said we're taking 200 billion, I'd be like, that sucks. Did you see the TikTok I sent you about FTX?
I was just about but I didn't see it. But that was the story I was headed to next. So FTX has been arrested. He has been arrested, and he's going to be.
He got arrested right after saying he.
Dude, I think that was a scam. Him getting arrested though.
Well, it may have been, but
he got arrested right before he was forced to testify on in front of the Senate, because now he don't have to testify. It can be in closed documents.
Oh, that's interesting.
Did you not see all the stuff on Capitol Hill the last 2 days over him? So Maxine Waters, she was trying to cut the testimony off, and one of the Republicans kept saying, "Wait a second, I want to cross-examine him." And she stopped him and said, "We appreciate you coming out here." And he said, "No, I want to cross-examine him." He got pretty heated.
That's because her name's all over it.
Well,
right.
So, I should know his name. Hell, I'll tell you his name in just a second. You know the old bald-headed guy from Hang Tight? His name is Kevin O'Leary.
Oh, yeah, from yeah.
Okay.
From
so Kevin O'Leary testified in front of Congress.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank, that's the name. So he testified in front of Congress about the FTX thing. And what he said was he called and talked to Sam, whatever his name
Bankman-Fried, SBF.
Yeah, he talked to him and said, "Where's our money at?" And basically what he told him, the conversation, and I'll roll it up, make it quick, was CZ, which is
CZ from Binance. CZ guy from Binance.
Yeah, Binance. So him and Binance, FTX and Binance are competitors, but they're also quote unquote buddies.
I didn't take it that way, but okay.
Well, they're frenemies or whatever you're gonna call it. So
okay.
Binance, CZ from Binance bought up 20% of FTX.
Yeah, he did.
So it turns out that every time they'd try to make a deal, CZ would drag his feet basically and not allow the paperwork to go through. So FTX started trying to pump money into it to buy back those 20% shares.
Well, there's a little more to it.
Yeah, I'm just dumbing it down.
Well,
for me.
Because CZ also, right before he could smell the shark circling, he dumped and took it off of his exchange all the FTT coins that he had.
That gets what I'm getting at. So after they kept dumping all this private money into FTX to try to buy back the shares, then he sold. Actually, then he announced he was selling.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then the market just dumps.
Yeah, so
very interesting.
There's an update though. So there's a new CEO been assigned by the courts to oversee the Chapter 11 reorganization. His name is John J. Ray III. He actually oversaw Enron with the infamous corporate fraud. And his statement so far is that the founder and former CEO made multiple misstatements about his company's financials. This is characterized as old-fashioned embezzlement. It's just taking money from customers and using it for your own purpose, Ray said. Not sophisticated at all. He said, explaining that what might have been sophisticated about the scheme was hiding it in plain sight. So this is no different than Madoff, right? I mean, this is a Ponzi scheme.
Same thing Bernie did. Well, Did he ever invest into anything actually, or did he just take the money and go?
So there's something he was running to, and it's this is, I think, really what came to bite him the most. It's leverage trading. I've actually tinkered in a little bit, and basically you allow someone to say buy $100,000 worth of a crypto with $1,000. Well, you're going to get paid back, say, $105,000, but they had the potential to make millions, right? Well, that works great when the market's going up, but when the market's going down, they lost and lost and lost, and they couldn't cover. And I think that's initially what made to it. And then he probably would have been, if the market was still going up, he probably would have been able to cover this up for a few more years. But he had this Alameda research that had their hands into those deep pockets as well. Well, one thing for sure about old Sam Bankman-Fried, he needed to look out for the nooses and things magically appearing in his cell in the Bahamas.
Well, I got a feeling he's going to suicide himself.
Tends to happen, doesn't it?
It does. It's amazing when, I'm not even going to say left, right, nothing. It's amazing when you're tied in with powerful people, what happens to you.
I wonder if he's in goblin mode in the jail cell.
I bet he's in goblin.
We're talking about the word of the year. There is a color of the year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Viva. You knew that. You saw it already.
Is it magenta?
Yes, it's Viva Magenta. Oh, you guessed it. Okay, it's Viva Magenta is the color of the year. Are you totally bored with your wardrobe, Fortenberry? When the weather outside is frightful and multiple layers are essential, it's easy to get encouraged.
Let me tell you what. So,
add a little magenta, Viva Magenta to your wardrobe.
For the patio listeners out there, I struggle with colors. I'm slightly colorblind.
Slightly?
Slightly, yeah, slightly. I mean, I don't say black. I don't say gray. So like
gray color.
So like my morning routine is I lay the kids' clothes out the night before, so they'll have clothes. And when my wife gets up, because I leave so early, when she gets up, all she got to do is put clothes on them, or they'll dress herself, whatever. About on a 2 out of the 5 days, I'll get a phone call that says, "What the hell did you lay these kids out to wear?" So like one day I had Mac, apparently I didn't realize this, a green pair of pants, red socks, red shirt. She said, "Looks like Christmas running around." I thought the pants are gray. I mean, in my defense, I thought they were gray.
That explains a lot.
That's the reason I don't wear, well, I wear whatever I want to wear. I ain't worried about it.
All right, let's do a few quick takes. And
I know this. So like, I have temporarily given up drinking beer. I've had 6 beers in the last probably 3 weeks, which y'all know for me is like a Christmas miracle.
There you go.
I know, but my problem is I drink whiskey like I drink beer, and I like burning through this bourbon and scotch. I can't pace myself.
You're trying to give your kidneys a short break.
No, I'm trying to give my belly a break, man. I mean, most of my belly's for beer.
So you're drinking diet alcohol, basically.
Well, they say bourbon and all that's better for you.
A lot of beers, some of those beers have 200-300 calories.
Yeah, I'm like eating 4 loaves of bread when I hang.
You big hungry.
Always big hungry.
What else we got going on in the world?
Some
news articles. Well, let me tell you this. I saw this. This is not a new article, but this came from my sister-in-law. Charlie, there's 2 Charlie Fortenberrys floating around this world. Now, what's the odds? Me and my brother both married Charlies. My sister-in-law Charlie sent me
I said, and they're both actually women.
So my sister-in-law sent me an article about, and it was old. It was old, and I didn't realize that, but it's all right. It's still a good article. The Army has done a study looking into the efficiency of old medicine. Basically, the Army's opinion was, why the hell do we keep buying new medicine when they can still take this?
Expired medicine?
Exactly. Instead of taking expired medicine, trashing it, and buying new medicine. So what they found out over 15 years, you only lose about 10% of the efficiency of the medicine.
So what's the average shelf life of medication at the moment? Do you know?
Probably a couple of years. Probably a year.
So you have a built-in.
The pharmaceutical companies are greedy.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
And they have one of the largest lobbies in Washington, right? It's pharmaceutical.
So The long and veiny of it is that if you're going to take medicine, let me say this: the way they were saying it, if it is like heart medicine or something like that, try to use fresh medicine and don't antibiotics and stuff like that. Pain pills, it's fine. It's fine. Just use it. Whatever it is, use it. Don't care if it's old.
We don't throw it out here.
Dude, I do not throw nothing out.
Oh, I'll use some medicine about 10 years old.
Dude, has anybody ever had a buddy call them at 3 a.m. and say, dude, I got an abscess in my tooth. It's on the weekend. I need something to get me through.
And it's whatever at that point.
Dude,
whatever.
yeah.
Or a kidney stone, by God.
A kidney stone, that's another good one. Yes.
Ooh-wee.
Sometimes it don't matter how old it is.
All right, a couple of quick takes here. Gary actually just texted and said these Woodford and Waters are going down good. I don't know where he's at. Have you guys heard of Karen Bass? All right, she's the new mayor of Los Angeles. And on one of her first days as mayor, she has declared a state of emergency on homelessness in Los Angeles.
Just a second. I'm going to say this, and it pisses me off. So a lot of the podcasts I listen to, now they've started saying instead of homelessness or homeless, they'll call them unhoused. And it
Would you
off.
prefer that we refer to them as the unhoused?
No, they're homeless.
So it's believed that Los Angeles alone has 40,000 people living on the streets.
Damn.
And I can't imagine how bad it is out there.
I was homeless once.
A lot easier to be homeless somewhere where it's sunny and 70,
Yeah.
a majority of the year.
I ain't nobody been homeless in South Dakota.
That's the way you solve homelessness.
You won't be homeless long, you'll be dead.
Exactly. You'll be lifeless.
She's promised to use her connections within the Biden administration to troubleshoot problems like the need for federal housing vouchers. So she's basically made a pledge that she's going to house the unhoused, as Jamie says, and she's going to basically take or spend a whole lot of money to buy people places to live.
I think in California for a little while, weren't they forcing people hotel rooms?
Yes.
Yeah, they were. And I think maybe that was San Francisco. And they weren't just there was one city, and I'd have to look it up, but they were requiring even the 4 and 5 star hotels, if they had open rooms after 4 p.m., they would have to move the homeless in. Now, what does that do to the people? How many people are going to stay at us? You're already paying $400 a night, but if you just act homeless, they're going to bring you in for free. Look, Jamie, if you had been just sleeping on
for 6 hours, and I pulled myself on my bootstraps, found a job,
and got back to it.
All
right, this is probably, I may need to turn the video around. This is going to make Jamie's head explode. Congress approves removing statue of Supreme Court Chief Justice who wrote the Dred Scott decision.
Why?
Because and this is legislation, so this isn't like this has made it all the way through Congress. It's now on Joe Biden's desk. Directs that Roger Taney's statue be replaced with a bust of Thurgood Marshall, the High Court's first black justice.
Why? I get it. It was bad law.
Yeah, but what happens if we continue to try to hide and remove these things from our past? Did he do anything good? I never heard of the guy before. Roger Taney.
I don't know either, but I'll say this, and God help me, I'm going to go on a tangent.
Oh, here we go.
So, Nathan Bedford Forrest. We all know Nathan Bedford Forrest. Nathan Bedford Forrest is more than whatever it was, whatever his nickname was, the Klan. That's more than what he was. He actually died as a civil rights activist. But what I do know is he was critical in the first black Tennessee representative being elected. On his deathbed, he was a civil rights activist. Now, call it what you want. There was a different time. How much activism he did, I don't know. But they pretty much dug up the man's tombstone, got rid of it, and then renamed the.
I've got another topic here. I'm just going to say it, and you'll probably be as shocked as I am, guys. Iran. Iran. I don't know. It's Iran.
It's Iran.
Iran.
I said it wrong too. It's Iran.
Iran ousted from the UN Women's Rights Commission amid crackdown and executions.
What?
I want to read this again. Iran was ousted from the UN Women's Rights Commission amid crackdown and executions.
Yeah, I ain't seen where they've been killing people over there.
Yeah, but just like
The fact that they're on the freaking committee
yeah, I know.
is what blows my mind.
Well, hell, Ayatollah is still on Twitter and Trump ain't.
So
Let that sink in.
So the U.S. and 28 other countries voted to expel Iran from the world body that promotes women's rights. You want to take a guess the two that were among those that voted not to oust the country?
Russia?
That's one. Who's the other?
China.
Ding, 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 ding. Wow. Well, how did...
We need harder questions, sir.
Feds have filed lawsuit against Arizona over a border wall made of shipping containers.
That's a great border wall.
They're saying that they built it illegally on federal land. Actually, this is what I envisioned building if we needed to for a zombie apocalypse. Was the shipping containers?
Yeah. We're going.
You weld them up, and maybe fill them with dirt.
Weld them up. Yeah. Well, I mean, it ain't like zombies are running grinders.
Fast ones from
Look. If it's the fastest from World War,
we're already done anyway.
Me and you are toast. Terry, me and you are toast. We might as well just be zombies right now.
Yeah, we'll just say, "Hey, I'm with y'all. Let me join the team. I'm on the team."
I'm on the team zombie.
That'd be the fastest I ever ran.
About the speed increase you guys would get.
Yeah, look, think if me and T could run that fast, we would be dude. We would bowling ball people.
NFL, we'd be the NFL. Yeah, we'd play both ways.
We'd be in the NZL, National Zombie League, brother.
The National Zombie League. Yeah.
Imagine me 300 pounds running a 4 flat.
There's already guys that do that. Let's say a 3 flat. Yeah.
But they ain't biting folks.
This is a pretty big one, though. The U.S. has now decided that they're going to send Patriot missile defense system to the Ukraine. What does that mean for the war?
Well, right now they're fighting back and forth with drones over there.
So how could we be in a prisoner swap with Russia while simultaneously sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine?
Make it make sense.
That's what I'm saying. Make it make sense.
Well, because we gave them back something they really wanted.
Yeah, we gave them something they wanted. They gave us something Biden wanted. All I know is a man that hates America traded a man that hates America to another man that hates America for a man that hates America.
Wow, that's deep thought.
That's deep.
You say Brittany Griner's a man?
Oh, did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to.
You think Brittany Griner?
Look. All I'm saying,
all right, this is the last one. This is kind of a serious note, too. So, actually, with all the illness we've had around here, U.S. hospitals are reporting a rise in strep A infections among kids after 15 deaths in the U.K. When have you heard of kids dying of strep?
Damn, well, they're not taking the doctor.
Yeah, that's the only way. I mean, it seems kind of crazy.
Yeah,
how you die of strep?
There's multiple versions, but this is a group A strep infection, a severe and life-threatening illness.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it is, but if you don't go to the doctor, everything's life-threatening.
Yeah, strep's one of those things that can really get out of control. But
let's go with Fortenberry here. What's one of the last things you want people to know this Thursday morning?
My original statement was stolen from it. Well, not stolen. I had the 2230 380 was what I was going to talk about originally, but you know what? Off the cuff, I'm gonna bring up the pirate again. I know I had a quick discussion about him yesterday.
Yep.
We lost a big name in coaching. He's been in multiple Power 5 conferences. He's coached at Oklahoma. I mean, great stories. Like, I didn't know this. Have you heard the story about the fake playlist he left out? This is a beautiful story. They were getting ready to play this when he was an OC at Oklahoma. They were getting ready to run
some sabotage.
Yeah, they were getting ready to play Texas, and he made an entire fake playlist. And he had one of his quarterbacks accidentally drop it by the Texas bench.
Oh, that's classic. That's genius.
So the first, they go up 17-0. Like a GA finds it, takes it to the defense coordinator for Texas.
So he starts planning that this is the plays he's going to run to start the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's genius.
Now Oklahoma loses the game because Texas is rated way higher. They're a better team.
Yeah.
They went up 17-0 though. If the defensive coordinator, I saw him in the interview. He said, "Finally, I had to wad up this playbook, throw it in the wastebasket."
Oh, that's great.
So that's a good story, though. God bless the Pirate. I'm glad he wasn't at Arkansas because I didn't want him as a coach, but he will be missed. Guys like him are few and far between.
He's definitely leaving his mark all over the place. All right, DW, what's your final words for the evening?
Well, I don't really know. I guess I'm going to play off what Jamie said. After I saw that happening to him, and there was somebody else died of like a heart attack recently, a younger guy. I can't remember who it was, but I was thinking, as men, a lot of times we don't like to go do our little annual health checks and this and that, but it's probably about at that age in life now where I need to make it a point to start doing that. A lot of things you catch early, you're fine, right? I think
many of them.
Not having those checkups that kill people young. So
yeah,
I guess that's my thought. I need to start accountable on doing that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, you know what? It's the season. This is the season we all get busy. We all get worried about the money we spend. It's not about the money we spend. It's about the people we're spending it with. Get out and spend. Find some time away from whatever's got you stressed to re-energize. Because you know what? The new year, you can say it's cliche or whatever, but the new year's a great time to make a new effort to get out there. I think we all want to lose weight, want to spend more time with family, do the important things, because it kind of goes along with what these two guys are talking about. You don't know how much time you got left. And do you want your kid to remember that you was at work all the time rather than coming to their ball games or whatever? You know what? Work's going to be there. You can work it out with other people. I bet if you try, you can get something worked out. And with that, we're going to head out. We got a busy couple of weeks heading into Christmas. We're going to try to keep up our drops. It may be just a few of us at a time, but get out and like us. Get out and find us. After the first of the year, we'll be coming at you high, coming out hard.
My New Year's resolution is I want to gain weight.
You got yours left.
Yeah, I'm going to go with achievable goals.
I bet you get. I bet you achieve
that. I
that.
gain weight. Look, if I try to gain weight, I'll probably lose it because I'm such a loser,
So you're incapable. You're incapable.
Yeah, I cannot keep my promises.
We'll see Jamie next week. He'll be 135.
If I'm 135, I was later in the legs. Later, guys.